Hi guys, please like, share and subscribe and contact this number if you want lectures related to any CM, CS or CB subjects. Thank you.
Okay, so let's try and discuss this question. This is the third question from the chapter Utility Theory. An insurance company uses its claim experience to determine the minimum premium that it is prepared to charge in order to cover future risks. Okay, so we are dealing with one of those insurance premium sort of scenarios, the utilitarian perspective to insurance. And let me just remind you some of the concepts there. So basically, if we are talking about the minimum premium that the insurer is willing to charge, okay, then we used to say that the insurer's utility, in case there is no insurance and in case there is an insurance, that utility should be equal. So we used to say, let's say the initial wealth of the insurer is A. So we used to say that the utility without insurance will be U of A, and the utility with insurance will be A minus X, that is the claim that the insurer pays, plus P. Okay, and this is the equation to find the minimum premium. The P which solves for it is the minimum premium, and the maximum premium that the insured is willing to pay, that can be found out as, or the policyholder is willing to pay, if A is the wealth of the insured again, then the utility with premium and without premium should be equal. So with insurance and without insurance should be equal. So without insurance, they have an initial wealth of A and they have a loss of X, okay, and that should be equal to their utility with insurance. So with insurance, it's they have an initial wealth of A, but then they don't have to pay for the loss, so they just pay the premium. So this is your equation. So this is the equation to find the maximum premium. This is the equation to find the minimum premium. This is for the insurer and this is for the insured, and this is something that we had discussed in one of the videos. Okay, now let's just go into this question with this perspective. Given data shows the severity of 1000 such claims. You have 1000 such claims and you have been given the severity of those. Severity basically means the claim amounts of such claims. 1000 claims, okay. So the claim amounts of 1000 such claims have been given to you, okay, and the insurance company and the prospective policy holder have the wealths WI and WP, okay. So these will be substituted in place of A in respective cases. The utility functions are root utility function and log utility function for the insurer and the prospective policy holders respectively. The initial wealths are 10,000 pound and 1,000 pounds respectively, okay. Calculate the frequency of claims occurring in ranges within 0, 10 all the way up 90 all the way up till 100, okay. So what are they just telling you? So basically they want to bucket the claim frequency, okay. Let me show you the question, it would make more sense. So this is the question spreadsheet that has been given by them, and here they have given you the claims and the severity, which basically means you have like 1000 claims and these are the amounts of those claims. So they want you to bucket these claims in ranges of 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 90 to 100, right. So this is what they want us to do. So let's just do that, okay. Let's just see. So you can, there are two ways you can do this. Either you can use a count if sort of function, so you can say count if in the first bucket, count if in the second bucket, so on and so forth, or you can apply a command which is called as frequency. So let me show you the second one, okay. So let's just show you how it works. So let me first make a table, okay, a big table. Okay, so let's just do this, okay, and let me just make a table. So I'll insert a table and all borders, okay. So this is how your table looks. Now I want to get these frequency buckets for you, control and up, okay. I'll also try to give you all the shortcuts that I'm using. Now I want to get all the frequencies in various buckets. So let me write the buckets first, okay. So the first bucket is from 0 to 10, let me call it 10, then you have 10 to 20, then you have 20 to 30, so on and so forth, right. So, and how many such buckets exist? They will go all the way up till 100, right? So, let me drag this down till 100, right? And then once you have these buckets, basically buckets of claim amounts, usually they'll give you the column names. Okay, I am just doing this so that like, because they haven't given the column names, we are doing it as per our understanding. Okay, so buckets of claim amounts and frequencies. So you want to understand in what bucket how many claims are there. So this is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so on and so forth, right? And that's what they've asked you. Calculate the frequency of claims occurring in ranges with limits of 0, 10, so on and so forth, right? Okay, so now we want to get the frequencies, right? For doing that, I'll use an Excel function called as frequency, which is often used to get the frequency distribution. Whenever you have an array of values available and you want to put them into buckets and get frequencies. Buckets are basically class intervals, right? So that's what a frequency distribution is, class interval versus the frequency, and here the class intervals, as I told you, are 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So these are basically the upper limits that you have, right? So that's the whole idea. Now let me just show you how to do it. So what you do is, first of all, you select the entire range where you want these frequencies, right? So you select the entire range and then you say equal to, you write the formula frequency. Okay, mind that you have to select the entire range and you can't just select the first cell. Okay, now there are two arguments to it. The first one is data array and the second one is bins array. Bins are basically the buckets that I have made here, and the data is the severity data. So first of all, let me select the severity data. So it will be selecting here and control shift down, which selects the entire thing. Then I press comma. So I move to the next argument, that is bins array. Bins, I will put my cursor here and then do control shift down. Okay, so all of them are selected. Then I close the bracket, but I don't press enter. I will have to press control shift and enter, control plus shift and enter. Why? Because this is an array length formula. So for that you have to do control shift enter. So you'll do control shift enter, and that's how you get the frequencies. Okay, so these are all of your frequencies, right? So we have bucketed the claims and got the frequencies. So that was the first thing that we had to do. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of the question. It says, using the results from part 1, calculate the likelihood of future claims occurring within each of the claim ranges. So that basically means that these claim ranges that we have created, these buckets that we have created, what is the probability of claims occurring in future claims occurring in these buckets? Okay, so that's very simple. So let me write it, likelihood. Okay, and that's just the probability of a claim occurring in of an amount 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so on and so forth, right? So that will just be the frequency divided by the total number of claims, right? So what is the total number of claims? Total number of claims is just the number of claims that we had here, okay, which is I think 1000, and that's why it's coming out to be 0.448, right? And it's going to be the same for all of them. So let me just use F4 on this and F4 on this. Okay, similarly you can get the likelihood of all the claim ranges, claims coming in all the ranges, right? So what we are saying is basically that because you have 448 claims between 0 and 10, and out of the total 1000 claims, in the future you are expecting 0.448 claims for every one claim that comes in to be in this range, right? So that's just the probability, right? Now let's move on. Now let P be the insurance premium and X be the random variable representing the future claim severity. Okay, so these are two variables that we are defining. Okay, assuming that the future claim arises at the midpoint of each claim range, calculate the utility of the insurer and policyholder for each of the claim ranges. Okay, so what they are saying is that we are to assume that each of the future claim that arises in these ranges arises at the midpoint of each range. So what that basically means is that the claim in this range of 0 to 10, every claim is 5, from 10 to 20 every claim is just 15, and then at 20 to 30 it's 25, so on and so forth, right? And these are the probabilities that you have. So based on this they are saying calculate the utility of the insurer and the policy holder for each of the claim ranges. Okay, so we want to find the utility of the insurer and the policy holder if they take insurance, right? So let me do it for the insurer and the policy holder. Okay, so and we are trying to find the utility, right? Right, so how do we find this? So the initial wealth of the insurer and the policy holder were given, right? For the insurer it was 10,000, and for the policy holder it was 1,000. Okay, right? Now let's just say that these are the claims that are coming, and let's just assume a certain level of premium. Okay, so let's call that premium level as P. I will assume it to be anything. Later on I'll goal seek and find the correct value, and then you'll have everything. So so right now we'll assume that the insurer is charging the minimum premium that it is prepared to charge. So let me just call the minimum premium as P. Okay, and that minimum premium, let's just say it is equal to 100. Okay, that's the value I'm selecting arbitrarily. We'll goal seek it eventually to be the correct value, so you don't need to worry about it, and let's just call it P. Okay, that's fixed, right? So I've renamed the cell to be P. Now so we have to find the utility. Okay, so now insurer's utility function is root over Wi. If they sell insurance, then it will be equal to square root of their wealth. Okay, so this is fixed. So let me just fix this with the function NF4, and wealth minus the claim that they have to pay. So the claim amount will actually be equal to 5, which is just D8 minus 5, right? Okay, yeah, that's your claim amount, and finally plus the premium that they'll receive. So the premium will be equal to 100, so we are calling it P, and yeah, that's the insurer's utility, and it will be the and I can just drag it down for the rest of them, right? Yeah, and what about the policy holder? So we have found the insurer's utility if they sell insurance. We have made this assumption, please remember this. Okay, and we also had to find the insured's utility, the person who is insured, prospective policy holder's utility under each of the claim ranges. But you will notice that in the next part of the question they will ask us to calculate the expected utility of the insurer who accepts the risk. So for the insurer, they have assumed that the insurer has accepted the risk. Okay, so under this assumption we are trying to find out, and that's why we took the wealth, we added the premium, and we subtracted the claim amount. Okay, which we assumed to be in the middle of each of the bucket. Okay, for the prospective policy holder they are asking something else. Okay, they are asking the utility expected. In the next part they'll ask the expected utility, so we'll multiply with the probability and we'll add of the prospective policyholder who fails to take out insurance, that is they are not taking out insurance. See, the point is that there are two assumptions here. Okay, for the insurer and for the policyholder, you can have for each of them you can have two cases, in case they take insurance or in case if they don't take insurance. Okay, if the in case the insurance contract happens or in case the insurance contract does not happen, that's the idea. If the insurance contract happens, the claim is paid by the, or the claim is X, claim is paid by the insurer, and in case the insurance contract does not happen, the claim is paid by the policyholder. So this is what you have to remember. Okay, so for the insurer, we are right now when we are working with respective claim amounts, we are more interested in finding the expected utility of the insurer who accepts the risk, that is insurance happens, and we are more interested in finding the expected utility of the policyholder who fails to take out the insurance, that is in the case that insurance does not happen. So let's do this. One we have already done, the other one we will do. And we had assumed a certain minimum premium that the insurer is willing to accept, right? For the policyholder, I will define a maximum premium that the policyholder is willing to pay, and I'll again define that as 100. Okay, so just taking this assumption. Okay, so for the utility for the policyholder who fails to take insurance, this is what is needed. Okay, right? Okay, so how will we find this? This is fairly straightforward. So if they fail to take insurance, they will be facing the claim, right? So it will be their initial wealth minus the claim. There will be no premium involved, right? So what will it be? And they have a log utility function. So log of their initial wealth minus the claim amount. Now the claim amount, what is the claim amount is in the middle of each of the intervals. So in the first interval it will be 10 minus 5, 5. Second interval it will be 20 minus 5. Third interval it will be 30 minus 5, right? So I'll just take it to be whatever is the value here. So it will just be, so it's the log of, let me rewrite the whole thing. Okay, so it's the log of whatever their initial wealth is minus the claim that they pay. So it's 10 minus 5. Okay, and this wealth that they have is fixed, so I'll do function f4. Okay, and then I'll just close the bracket. Okay, so this is the utility of the policyholder in case the claim is 5, and like this you can do it for all the buckets, right? So this is what we get. Now let's move on to the next part. Now in the next part they are saying you have to find the expected utility of the insurer who accepts the risk and the expected utility of the prospective policyholder who fails to take out insurance. Okay, so in both the cases, so the way to find the expected utility is simple. For the insurer who takes the risk, what will you do? You will just apply a sum product. Basically you will just multiply their utilities and with the probabilities and add it up, right? So these are the utilities. Okay, and the column for the probabilities is this one, and just do this. Okay, so this sum product formula can be applied in order to get the no, I didn't have to apply the sum, so I wanted to apply the sum product formula. Okay, so this is your utility for the expected utility for the insurer who accepts the risk. For the policyholder who doesn't take out insurance, again you will apply sum product, but this time you will take the utility of the policyholder. Okay, and the other column you will take will be the probability of getting these individual claims, and that's it. So this is your utility for the policyholder who doesn't take out insurance. And these are both expected utilities because you have taken the utilities multiplied with the amount and then added it up, multiplied with the probability and then added it up. Okay. Now the next thing is calculate the following terms. Insurer certain utility if it does not issue insurance. If there is no insurance, what is the insurer's utility? It's U of WI. It's just the utility of the initial wealth that the insurer has, no insurance contract involved, right? So for this case, insurer doesn't accept the risk. What will be the utility? The function that will apply is the square root function, okay, and on their initial wealth, okay. So yeah, so it comes out to be 100. Now for the policy holder who takes insurance, now let's just assume that there is a policy holder who takes insurance, okay. So that's the next part of the question. Maximum we have to find the prospective policyholder's certain utility having paid an insurance premium, that is utility of WP minus P, okay. So they will just take their wealth, will subtract the premium and you will take the utility. So for this I will have to assume a certain maximum premium, just like I assumed minimum premium earlier. I will have to assume a certain maximum premium that the policy holder is willing to pay, right. So let's just consider that to be 100 again, okay. So for the policy holder who takes insurance, the utility will just be the log utility function, their initial level of wealth minus the premium that they are willing to pay, maximum premium. So it will just be this maximum premium, that's it, okay. So this is for the policy holder who takes out insurance. Now you have all four cases needed in order to derive this maximum or minimum premium. So let's just go back to those equations once, the equations I had written. So for the minimum premium that the insurer is willing to charge, you just equate the utility of their initial wealth, that is utility in the case where they don't sell insurance, to the expected utility in the case where they sell insurance, okay. You equate these two and you find the value of P. That is what we'll do. And for the insured, again it's the same relationship. You take their expected utility when they are not buying insurance and you equate it to the utility when they are buying insurance. Once you equate the two, you find the P, that's your maximum premium that the insured is willing to pay. And this is what they've asked us to do in the last part, okay. They want the minimum premium that the insurer is prepared to accept and the maximum premium that the prospective policy holder would pay, okay. So let us just do this and see how it works out. So this is fairly straightforward. So all you need to do is, for the insurer, you need to equate the expected utility and the utility under both the situations. So you'll just apply a goal seek, okay. So how we'll do it is, let's just like go to the home menu, okay. I'll tell you from scratch. So you want to goal seek. Now you can always do it using mouse clicks, but shortcut is to do it using keyboard. So you press Alt, okay, and then after pressing Alt, all of the tabs on the screen actually get a letter assigned to them, okay. So you can see it's F for file, H for home, so on and so forth. So we want to go to the data menu. So data is A, so you press A, then all the sub headers get assigned these values, okay. So we want to go to what if analysis, which is W, as you can see here. So we press W, and you want to do goal seek, so you press G, okay. So the dialog box opens. You can do it very fast. Once you remember what is goal seek is Alt, let me just remind you again. So it's Alt, then you went to data using A, then you went to what if analysis using W, and then you went to goal seek using G. So it's Alt A W G, AWG. So that's goal seek, Alt AWG. So you can just do it very fast every time, right. You can just do Alt AWG, right. Whenever you want to do goal seek, it's Alt AWG and you'll directly get it, okay. So that's the fast that's the way to get fast on Excel once you start like remembering these, okay. Now which is the cell you want to set? So you want to set the case where insurer accepts the risk, okay. That's the case where premium is involved, that is the case where they'll be getting the premium. To value, what is the value when they don't accept the risk? It's 100, so you want to set it to 100. By changing which cell? You want to change the cell for the minimum premium that they're willing to accept. So that's it. So you just press OK. You get the value 26.44488. Okay. So this is how you find the minimum premium that the insurer is willing to accept. Now, how do you get the maximum premium that the policyholder is willing to pay? It's again simple. So what was our shortcut? Alt A W G. Sorry, Alt A W and G. Okay, so that's how you get it. Set this value to value 6.88 by changing the maximum premium. Just taking this value 6.88, you get 27.40. Okay, so this is your answer, right? So yeah, this is correct. Now once you have gotten this, so this is what they had asked for in the question. Now suggest a price for which the insurance could be sold. So a price for which the insurance could be sold can be a value between these two. So it can be somewhere around 27. Okay, that's a price where you can sell, because that's greater than the minimum premium that the insurer is willing to charge, and it's less than the maximum premium that the insured is willing to pay, and that value can be 27. So 27 can be one value that you can take here. Okay, that's your answer. Okay.